Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room. Today I'm going to talk about cleaning your stamps and taking care of them. Most of our inks are actually water-based. This is our lovely Bermuda Bay ink. So this is water-based. So when you're a new stamper, you can actually just ink up your stamps, stamp away. You can just stamp off to clean them. That is, you can just take a piece of paper and clean them up like that, but you'll get left with a little bit of ink on there. So what I suggest for my brand new stampers is to take a bit of kitchen towel. This is actually tissue, so I wouldn't say tissue. In this case, I would say a bit of kitchen towel and some water, just some tap water, and clean them off with your tap water. Now that's fine if you're doing a bit of occasional stamping. It won't really harm the rubber. It's not the total best way of looking after it, but the one thing I will warn you against is wipes. We've all got them. We all use them to clean ourselves up and perhaps clean our craft areas up. Don't use them to clean your rubber stamps up, or in particular your photopolymer stamps. It is pretty horrendous, the things that we expect to put on babies' bottoms, and they will in due course damage your stamps. So don't use wipes even if you're tempted to do so. So if you're doing a lot of stamping, how do you clean your stamps? And will they all clean with the same technique? This is the Stampin' Scrub from Stampin' Up. I have two of these. I have one upstairs in my studio and in my craft room, and one downstairs in my studio where I teach. And especially when you are doing a lot of stamping, they are really, really good. You have two sides. One is wet. There's actually some little raindrops up in the corner to tell you, and one you leave dry. And what you wet this with is the Stampin' Mist from Stampin' Up. Comes in this large bottle, and it also comes in the small bottle, which is refillable, which is the one I tend to use. A couple of squirts is all you need. So I'll just ink this up first and pretend that I've done some stamping. And then to clean off, you scrub and scrub. And then it's clean. Now, a few little tips on this. Make sure that this side is wet enough, especially if you're using tiny stamps. If you scrub too hard, you can actually scrub them right off the block. The other thing I would say is make sure if you've got a linear stamp, this one's a little bit, but you know, especially a long thin stamp, go in the direction of that line. You don't want to be squishing those pieces as you clean. So you don't have to scrub really hard, be gentle, and then you can dry it off on the dry side. And you can see once it's dry, they can pull a little bit off the block, so just sort of dab it and dry it. And you know what? You can use that for cleaning your blocks as well. Just give them a wipe with a tissue afterwards as well if you need to. And it actually cleans the blocks really nicely. Okay, so is there anything you don't clean like that? Yes, there is, and that's when we've used StazOn. StazOn is a solvent ink, and therefore it's solvent based and it needs to be cleaned off with a special cleaner. And we do have a StazOn cleaner. This has a little foam piece in the nozzle, and what you do is I apply this direct to the stamp, and then I have some tissue and I stamp it off on tissue first, and then I go ahead and clean it with my stamp cleaner in the normal way. This actually conditions the rubber, so this is really going to help your stamps last forever. It's a really nice thing, and actually it smells quite nice as well. So my studio tends to smell a little bit of stamp cleaner. So that's the way to clean your stamps. You need to be more gentle with your photopolymer ones, your completely clear stamps, like these ones here. They're not as strong as that rubber, so again, be very gentle, especially with these little tiny bits when you're cleaning them, but clean them in exactly the same way, and definitely keep them away from any alcohol based cleaners like those wipes. So I hope that's helped. Thanks for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today. And if you've decided you definitely need one of those stamping scrubs, visit me at elizabethscraftroom.blogspot.com or just Google Elizabeth's Craft Room and you can buy from my online shop anytime. Thanks very much for visiting today. Look forward to seeing you again.